horizontal dimension of human existence in terms of relationships. In the reading today, in these three readings give us a guide on how we should relate, number one, to God, and how should we relate to those who are around us. Well, it's very easy to love God. You know why? We don't see God. Sometimes it works the other way around for some people. It's very difficult for them to love someone that they don't see. But oftentimes it's easier to love someone that is away. And it's difficult to love someone who is really by your side. Right? You know, when your husband goes a trip and he's gone for about 2 weeks, then you start saying, well, I really miss him. Like there was this a new couple, and the woman always prayed and said, God, I want to get married, but please not someone who snores. Well, guess what happened? She got married to someone who snores a lot. So in the first couple of weeks, man, she was troubled by this. She said, well, is God there? Did God answer my prayer or what? After a while, she didn't notice this, she just kind of decided to live with it. What can she do? Divorce her husband just because he snores all the time? And then he goes on a business trip. And the first night, she could not go to sleep. His snoring became amusing to her, that now she's beginning to miss that snoring. She could not figure out why she could not go to sleep. She said, oh yeah, there's something missing. Obviously it was that sound. And normally when they would say, when you wake up in the morning, you snored so hard last night, they would normally say, well, do you have a witness? Do you have a proof? Ladies, nowadays you have this really nice MP3 recorders. And what you need to do is just buy one of them and you can get him. Am I right? So it's easy to love someone whom you don't see. For some people, God is a phantom God. It's more challenging to love someone that is by your side all the time. Especially loving someone who does not deserve to be loved is challenging. Let us be reminded today of what St. Francis said. It is not so much being understood, but understanding someone. The prayer of St. Francis. In the Old Testament, in the book of the Covenant in Exodus, mentions to us our responsibility regarding those who are less fortunate and vulnerable around us. It speaks about a familiar triad: the widow, the orphan, and the stranger in the land. I would say Canada